Time it is. It's time for KP's Video News. KP's Video News, y'all. KP's Video News, y'all. KP's Video News, y'all. Right here.
That's right, folks. It's time for KP's Video News. I got a little quick news flash here about the Haitian president, and I'll probably mispronounce his name here. I'm gonna try my best. Jovenel Moise was killed today, and his wife was shot during an armed attack in the early hours Wednesday at their private residence in the hills of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and the country's acting Prime Minister, Claude Joseph, stated. In a statement from the Prime Minister's office, Joseph said the attack occurred around 1 a.m. Wednesday, and some of the unidentified assailants spoke Spanish. The head of state, the statement said, was fatally injured, and the First Lady, Martine Moise, was wounded and being treated. The assailants claimed to be agents with the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. According to videos taken by people in the area of the president's home, Jose lived, and he was 53 years old, and he lived in the neighborhood just above the hills in the capital. On the video, someone with an American accent is heard yelling in English over a megaphone, "DEA operation, everybody stand down." So, sources with the Miami Herald stated that the assailants, one of whom spoke English with an American accent, were not with the DEA. They were mercenaries, a high-ranking Haitian government official stated, and the Biden administration also denied DEA DEA involvement. So, this is a mystery here, and the president's death would throw Haiti into further disarray since coming into office in 2017, Moise had faced mounting protests over his governance and deep political and constitutional crisis, and questions about his legitimacy and accusations that he used armed gangs to remain in power. So, another dictator claimed so-called president dictator has been removed from office in Haiti, and I mean, there's been several of them. Papa Doc, Baby Doc, Papa Doc. Man, it's been so many. It seems like every time they get a ruler, somebody to run the country, man, it's always a corrupt person that's just filled with a bunch of greed, and doesn't really care too craps about the people. They really need to go ahead on and try to see what they can do to get Wyclef over there to make him president. So at least, doggone it, you might get a fair shake. Anyway, on with my original story, what I really want to talk about here is, the state of Black America as far as financial situation is concerned, and that's why this title of this particular episode is "What if Black America was a country by itself?" And before people start tripping, getting all caught up in the title, before you start complaining and trying to condemn what I'm saying, just consider what I'm saying. You got Black Americans spend more money than any other nationality of people in America and some small countries, but Black people don't own any factories. They don't produce any products outside of the handful of products that are popping up here lately. This little booze here, and then the majority of the people that are selling products, I don't even want to mention their names because that might cause a lawsuit. But the majority of these people, if you look at the tag inside their shirts and and products that they have, you will see made in China. Now, that's one thing that always gets on my nerves when you're talking about somebody selling a black product and that product is made in China. Made in China. It's not even made in the United States. You haven't even given the people in your community the opportunity to create job opportunities for your own people, but you would try to sell your products to your people, but that product is made in a whole nother country. You didn't even consider opening up a factory in Harlem or Watts or on the south side of Chicago or Atlanta. You didn't even consider opening up your factory in Jamaica. If you wasn't going to do it in the United States or Africa. You are getting your products made in China, but you want to stick that label on there saying black. It's a black product. No, it's not. It's a Chinese product being sold by a black person. So, I mean, the money that we spend, we like 13.8% of the population in the United States. Black people are, and we make up double our population in on the poverty level. We make up 27.4% of the poverty in the United States. So think about that. 13.8% of the population of the country, but we make up 27.4% of the poverty in this country. Now, if Black America was a country by itself, and I'm just going to transfer the amount of wealth that we spend on a yearly basis, that gross domestic product, which is the monetary value of finished goods and services during a certain time period. Wow. I had one report here that stated our wealth, black wealth, minority markets have $3.9 trillion in buying power. So every racial and every ethnic minority group in the United States is making financial gains, but not at an equal rate. And so an annual report calculates consumer buying power, that's consumer buying power, or total income after taxes for minority markets of the United States. And that's amazing, man. That's amazing, an amazing amount of money. The sustained growth of the U.S. economy created like $14.8 trillion in buying power. And Asian Americans and Native Americans estimated to be about $2.4 trillion. Hispanics command about $1.5 trillion in spending power. But black people have a $3.9 trillion buying power in this country, and that ranks us higher than most countries. That would put Black America. What would that put us? That would put Black America somewhere. I'm gonna say probably in terms of rank. Man, we would be right up there. We would be right up there with a lot of other countries. That's where we would be. We would be ranked extremely high. Let me see here. Minority markets, we got all this buying power. And okay. We would if it was such a thing as Black America, we would be 46 in the world as far as the gross domestic product. And remember what I said, gross domestic product is a monetary value of finished goods and services. We would be number 46 in the country. We would be ahead of Russia, ahead of Mexico, ahead of Brazil, China, Iraq, Cuba, India. We would be ahead of all those countries, man. As far as the population goes, if Black America was a country, we would be the 31st most populated country on the planet. We would be actually ahead of Canada. We'll be ahead of Canada. and Iraq and Saudi Arabia and Australia and the Netherlands, Cuba, Switzerland, Israel, and other countries. But like I said before, we have 13% of the population. That would still make us number 31st in the world as far as the population goes. Just right under Italy. 27.4% of poverty, man. That's a ridiculous rate. Then you have the incarceration rate of black Americans, and wow, I mean it's really ridiculous, man. Black American men, you talking about so many black American men in prison. We have more black American men in prison than of any other country. Cuba, Russia, Brazil, Israel, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Iraq, China. There's so many the black incarceration rate, man, is ridiculous. But anyway, let me get back on track here. I was talking about the financial and the financial wealth. And then here's another disparaging thing here. The average wealth for per adult in the United States is the average money that the person in the United States is worth is outside of the black population. They got at least $44,911 that they can easily access. The average for a black American is 1/10 of that. You're talking about $4,900 is what the average black American has as wealth is concerned, as far as that they can readily cash that they can readily grab that's available to them. $4,000. $4,000. So I mean, people in Mexico they can access $9,000. People in Israel